Good morning, folks. How's it going? Happy Saturday. I am Coach Ray. Feels good to be back, if I say so myself. Hope everybody's doing well out there. So, for today's stick mobility class, notice right back there, we got a squat rack. So we are going to do a little bit of dumpy squats. We're also going to play around a little bit at the bottom with some positioning. In particular, positioning with elevating the heels, allowing the knees to track forward and lean back, so on and so forth. So we're going to play around with that a little bit today. Also, it's going to be a Tuesday class. We are going to do some explosive movements where we are going to have to actually resist. So for that, we'll be switching stances. We'll start off at a completely tall stance, and then we'll go into a split squat stance, and then we'll get into some core drills. Okay, I know how much you guys love those. Just kidding, I don't know. So, so we're about to get started. I have a pad for us to kneel on, so if you have a pillow or something soft for you to kneel on, it'd be good to grab something like that, all right? So, let's first grab both sticks. You can do this with one stick as well. We're just gonna start with the foot and ankles first, okay? So, we're gonna be here. So let me scoot back, sorry. Camera is actually at a pretty good angle here. So, what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna take a stance about shoulder width, maybe a slight bit wider, all right? Now, I wanna have the sticks angled in towards my feet just for us to actually have some balance. So, the first thing I'm gonna do from here, drop my hips down, keep my pelvis stacked under my spine. I'm gonna bring that right heel up. Make sure all 5 toes are in contact with the floor. Good, and now I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna bring the left heel up, drop that right heel down. Good, bring the right heel up, drop the left heel down. Good, left heel up, right heel down. Switch, right heel up, left heel down. Good, left heel up, right heel down. Good, bring the left heel down, hover both heels on the floor. What I'm gonna do here, I'm going to move the sticks out a slight bit wider. Now I'm gonna squat down a little bit more here. So now I'm getting a little bit deeper into the squat. Now from here, I'm gonna bring both heels up as tall as I can. Back down, keep those heels hovering. So notice how my upper body isn't moving. Both heels up, tall as you can. All 5 toes stay in contact with the floor. Back down. Good. Up again. Should feel those quads working quite a bit here. Down. One more time. Heels up. Good. Back down. Come up. Nice and slow. Ease off. Excellent. Now I'm going to have both feet together. Okay. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to go in a hip flexion. But now we're also going to do ankle circles. So I'm going to have my hands roughly about shoulder width. Both feet are facing forward. I'm going to have both arms straight, shoulders down, make sure everything's packed, ribs to hips. I'm going to drive both sticks into the ground with about 30% tension. I'm just going to bring my right knee up to 90-degree hip flexion. Now I'm going to start doing ankle circles. I'm going to go counterclockwise. So I'm going to dorsiflex my ankle, and then I'm going to go to 9, 6, 3, and 12 again, okay? 9, 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, 3, 12. Opposite direction, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. One more. 3, 6, 9, and 12. Bring that hip back down. Ease off tension. Now we're gonna go the opposite side. So drive the sticks down, 30%. Bring that left hip up. Again, at 90-degree hip flexion if you can. 12, start it counterclockwise. 9, 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, 3, 12. One more time. 9, 6, 3, 12. Opposite direction. 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. One more. 3, 6, 9, and 12. Back down. Ease off. Good. Now we're going to go into pelvic tilt. So I'm going to take a wide stance. Let's actually go pretty wide. Let's go wider, quite a bit wider than shoulder width. You can have your feet slightly angled out. I would actually suggest it so you can access the glutes a little bit more. Have the sticks angled in, and I'll actually kind of go a little bit from the side here. Have the sticks angled in towards you, like so. Hands are at shoulder height. From here, again, always make sure your ribs and hips. I'm gonna squat down a little bit, drive the sticks down with 20% tension. I'm gonna do a posterior tilt, so I'm going to tuck my pelvis, squeeze my glutes. Make sure you're driving those knees away from one another, okay? Now do an anterior tilt, tilt the opposite direction. You should be feeling those lower back tissues tighten. Posterior tilt, feel those glutes turn on here. Anterior tilt. Good. Posterior tilt. Anterior tilt. Keep driving those sticks down. Posterior tilt. Excellent. Anterior tilt. Good. Back to neutral and ease off. Good. I'm going to place one stick down, and I'm also going to grab the pad here. All right? So I'm going to go to a half kneeling position. I'm going to have my right leg down first. Okay? So what we're going to do here, we're going to work on spinal rotation. And so how we're going to work on that is we're going to work into using the stick to leverage on the inside of the leg, and we're going to be shifting forward. So I'm going to take the stick behind my mid back here. Now my back foot, I have it flat to the floor. So from here, I want to lightly drive that back foot down, okay? Only about 20% tension. Now what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to rotate to my right, and I'm going to place the stick on the inside of my left leg, and I want to get that into the stick, into the floor here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive my hips forward, and then I'm going to pull the stick apart, so I'm going to get rotation in the T-spine, but I'm also working on the hip flexor complex on that right hip. Make sure you're breathing. Go ahead and ease off. Come back. Bring the stick back up to level, and then ease off. So now we're going to rotate to the opposite side. I'm going to rotate to my left. Going to tilt down. Make sure that right end of the stick is touching the floor. Pull the stick apart. Shift your hips forward. Make sure you breathe here. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Come back up to level. And then rotate back. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So that right leg forward, left foot back. Remember, top of that foot, back foot is into the floor, so you should be extending that ankle. Right, so we're going to start off the same way. Rotate to your left. That stick should be on the inside of that right leg. Touch the end to the floor. Shift your hips forward, pull apart. You should feel a lot of upper back activation here. Good, ease off. Bring the stick back up to level. Come back. Now rotate to the right. Place the left end of the stick down. Shift your hips forward. Pull the stick apart. Breathe. Work on that rotation here. Excellent. Ease off. Bring it back up to level. Come back to neutral. Good. So now we're going to focus on pelvic tilting from a half kneeling position. So this is going to carry over into the explosive drill that we're going to get into. That one's going to be quite a bit different today. So I'm going to turn to the side here. And what we're just going to focus on is generating power in the lower body and also the core. So everything's going to get woken up a little bit more here. So back foot, I'm dorsiflexing that back ankle here. Left knee is still down, right leg is forward. Have the stick at 12 o'clock. Both hands are going to be at roughly about shoulder height. I want to make sure I'm in a really good tall position here, at least spine-wise. Now, same thing, ribs to hips. I want to drive that back foot into the floor, 30% tension, squeeze that left glute, and now I'm going to drive the stick down 30%. Hold. 3, 2, 1, ease off. Good. Okay, we're going to go again. Drive that back foot down, squeeze that left glute. Now let's tuck the pelvis posteriorly. Drive that stick down. 3, 2, 1, ease off. Good, let's go one more time here. Okay, drive that back foot down, squeeze the left glute, tuck that pelvis, drive. 3, 2, 1, ease off. Good, let's go and switch sides here. Same position, right? Drive that back foot down, squeeze that right glute, drive the stick into the floor, 30%. 3, 2, 1, ease off. Good. Okay, same thing, drive that back foot down, squeeze that right glute, tuck the pelvis, drive the stick down. 3, 2, 1, ease off. One more time, okay? Foot, glute, pelvis, drive the stick down. 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Good. Okay. We're going to stand up. Don't need the pad anymore. So now we're going to kind of work through stretching out the chest and shoulders a little bit here. So I'm going to step back. I'm going to have both feet roughly about shoulder width, hip to shoulder width apart. It's going to really depend on you, whatever you're most comfortable with. All right. Now my hands are going to be at roughly about face height. The sticks are outside of my feet here. Now what I want to do from this position, I'm going to hinge back, but the sticks are coming out in a wide position. So we're going to drive the hips back, reach your hands out diagonally. You should be getting a chest stretch here, okay? I'm going to start moving the sticks up and down, almost like a swimming motion. So I'm going to move the sticks down, or move my hands down to the side, and then back. So we're getting a shoulder extension here. Now I'm going to come back, up to the side, and then back into that wide position. So we're getting the pecs, shoulders, and bicep. Move the sticks back down to the side towards the rib cage. Now down towards the hips, nice and slow. Keep it controlled. We're just hanging. We're not generating any tension. Bring the sticks back. Good. Back up to the Y. Let's go one more time. Make sure you breathe. Bring the sticks down, nice and slow. Breathe. Good. Bring it back up. Right back up to the Y. Slowly come up. Excellent. Now let's do one last spine drill. Okay? We're gonna go with some lateral flexion. So have the stick across your upper back like so. Okay? Just I'll turn around just so you kind of see. So almost like you're in a low bar squat type of position. All right? So feet are gonna be at roughly hip to shoulder width apart still. Okay, that doesn't change. Now, only thing you want to do, squeeze the glutes. Okay, lock those hips in extension. From here, I'm going to start to tilt the right side down towards the floor. I'm going to actively pull my hand down. So, from here, pull the hand down towards that right knee. Head follows. You're going to feel a stretch in the spine. You may be feeling a stretch on that left side. I'm going to come back up to neutral. Now I'm going to go the opposite direction. Pull that left hand down towards the side, basically towards that left knee. Back to neutral. Right side again. Just trying to get some movement in the spine. Good. Back up to neutral. Pull down to the left. Good. Let's go one more each way. Pull down. Excellent. Back up. Other side. Good. Ease off. Perfect. All right. Here's where things are going to get a little interesting. So we're talking about getting to some explosive drills with the stick today. So the thing that we're going to do is we're effectively going to be punching the stick out. Okay, so going from a position here, our elbow at 90 degrees, punch out, and you need to resist that stick. Okay, so there's a lot of flexion and movement in the stick, so we're going to need to resist that. So we're going to work on the core. We're going to do that from a straightforward position, and then we're going to switch over into a split squat position. So just so we get ready, let's actually start on first position. I'm going to have both feet at about, I'm going to say shoulder width apart. Okay, make sure you're gripping the ground. Your entire foot should be planted, grabbing the ground with your toes. Okay, now from here, I'm going to have both sticks or elbows in towards my rib cage. Sticks are lined directly in front here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch out. I'm going to punch out pretty hard. You'll see a flex in the stick. I'll turn to the side here so you can get a good view. So from here, squat down a little, squeeze the glutes. From this position, as we punch out, I want you to exhale, okay? So from here, deep breath in, punch out and exhale. All right? You need to get explosive. Let's go again. Inhale, exhale, punch out. So you need to resist that. Don't let it move you back and forth or get you off balance. Again, punch out. Good. Good. Again, punch out. Good. Your core should be tightening reflexively as we do this. Punch out. Let's go one more time. And punch out. Good. Now I'm going to switch the sticks to a position like so. Now we're going to be going down towards the floor. Okay? So hands should be in the middle of the sticks. I'm going to have my elbows back as if I'm going into shoulder extension. Again, squat down. I'm going to go down toward the floor. Same thing. So from here, press down. Good. Make sure that core engages. Press down. Good. Again, push down. That's 3. Let's go 3 more. Push down. 4. Up. Push down. Good. One more time. Push down. Excellent. Now, switch positions. We're gonna go to a split squat position. This is where things are gonna get a little different. So, you wanna make sure the knees in line with the toes, right? Don't want it to drift out, don't want it to get in. You just wanna make sure it's properly aligned. Back foot is pointed forward, okay? I'm gonna squeeze my left glute, still be in that same position. I wanna make sure I'm shifting my weight forward a little bit on that front leg. Right leg is forward. Arms are at 90 degrees. From here, we're gonna punch out, all right? So from here, deep breath in, punch out. Good. Bring it back in, punch out. Good. Again, punch out. It's 3. Let's go one more. Punch out. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and switch legs. Left leg forward, right leg back. Okay. Drop that back knee down, shift weight forward on that front leg. Squeeze the right glute here. Arms at 90 degrees. Okay. Punch out. Good. Punch out. Good. Bring it back in. Punch out. Excellent. Let's go one more. Punch out. Good. Now I'm going to switch back to the right foot being forward, left leg back. Now we're going to go down towards the floor. So now you need to resist downward force. Okay? So, same thing. Shoulders need to come up into extension. Elbows back. Okay? Make sure that front leg is loaded. Squeeze that glute. Push down. Good. Back up. Push down. 2. Up. Push down. 3. One more time. Push down. 4. Excellent. Switch feet. Okay. Same thing. Front loaded leg. Squeeze that right glute. Elbows up. Push down. 1. Up. Push down. 2. Woo. Balance. Up. Push down. 3. One more time. Elbows back. And push down. Good. Ease off. Perfect. So, now, place the stick down. We're going to move over into the squat rack here. So, sorry about that. It's a little shaky. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the simple dumpy squat. At the bottom, we're going to transition to having our heels up. And then we're going to allow our knees to track forward a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit here. So take whatever squat stance is most comfortable for you. Everybody's individual here. So top of the stick is driving up into the door frame or squat rack if you have one. So from here, hands are roughly about belly button height. Okay, maybe you can get a little lower even towards the hips. I want you to drive the stick up with about 50% tension. Make sure your feet are grabbing the ground. Okay, we're going to slowly push ourselves down into the dumpy squat. As deep as you can go. Now come up on your toes, all 5 toes in contact with the floor. Now shift your knees forward, just a little. Good. Place the heels back down. Good, and come up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. And ease off. Good. We're going to go a few more reps here, okay? I know we're spending a lot of time in the bottom. We're going to keep that tension at 50%. So switch your hands every rep. Right from here, push up 50%, grab the ground with your toes, drive yourself down into the squat nice and slow. Keep it controlled. We're not just dropping into it. Good, come up on the toes. Bring those knees forward. Lean back just a little, but not enough to where you lose balance. Place those heels back down. Come up. Squeeze those glutes. Ease off. Good. We got 2 more reps. Doing good here, folks. Okay, switch those hands again. Drive the stick up. 50%. Push yourself down, nice and slow. Good. Bring the heels up. Bring those knees forward, push them forward, lean back a little. Good. Bring the heels back down. Come up. Squeeze the glutes. Ease off. Doing good, doing good. Let's go 1 last rep here. Make sure you're breathing throughout this. Last one. Drive the stick up. Push yourself down, nice and slow. Good. Heels up. Bring those knees forward. Bring the heels back down. Come up. Squeeze those glutes. Hold. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Excellent. Good. Now we're going to switch into core. All right. That's a little quick one. See if I can get this to a better position. Bam. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to take both sticks here. You can do this with 1 stick. Okay, you don't require 2. Sorry. Camera's bucking me that it's a little off. I'm sorry about that. Here we go. Awesome. Okay. So, we're going to do a dead bug, and we're just going to hold that position. So we're just going to focus on generating tension here. So, kind of go from a little bit of a diagonal position here. Get in position. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the sticks. Now, we can grip up higher to make it to lengthen the lever to make it harder. We're just going to start off simply trying to get it the sticks over shoulder width here, or shoulder height. We're going to bring up both knees. You can adjust your hands. Keep the ankles dorsiflexed. From here, drop the ribs down, pelvis tucked. Push the sticks down into your knees and compress. Push, 50%. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. We're going to progressively make this harder, okay? Bring your hands up higher on the sticks. So now it's above your shoulders. So my hands are right below the stickers. Bring your knees back up. Good. Right. Drive those sticks into the knees. Push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Ease off. Now let's make it a lot harder. Feet out straight. Both sticks into the top of the foot. Okay. Start off with your hands right over the shoulders. We're going to lift those feet off the floor. Keep those ankles dorsiflexed. Feet up. Push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Good. I'm going to now grab up at the top of the sticks. Lengthening that lever a little bit more. Make it a little harder. Last one. Lift the feet up. Drive those sticks down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Excellent. Right. Now, get into the fun stuff. Now we're gonna get into the stretching, okay? So, we're gonna start off with the double hang. Gonna start with my right foot forward here, left foot back. Now, how far back your left foot is, it's gonna depend. Typically, I like to have people adjust as we get into the position here, okay? So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have both sticks, I'm gonna have them aligned with my right heel actually, okay? Hands are gonna, again, it's gonna depend. I'm gonna start out with my hands at the top. Now from here, I'm going to start to drop into this double monkey hang. Shifting my weight forward on that front leg. I wanna get a really good hang in the arms here. Good, I'm gonna come up. Excellent, let's go into it again. Get a nice little hang. Slowly drop in. Should feel that back kind of decompressing a little bit. Feel good on the lats. Good, come out. Excellent, I'm gonna step forward. Now I'm gonna switch, bring that right foot back, okay? Same thing. Drop into it. Make sure you breathe. Come out. Excellent. If your hands are getting a little tired, that's okay. Mine are too. All right, last one. Drop into it, nice and slow. Get a good hang. Allow those shoulders and tissues to stretch here. Relax. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Excellent. Good. Okay, I'm going to place one stick down. Now, I'm going to take the pad, I'm going to place it down here. We're going to go back down to a half kneeling position. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on getting into a hip flexor stretch and then dropping the hips back into getting a hamstring stretch here, all right? So I'm going to start left knee down, right leg forward. Stick's going to be in front, I'm going to be gripping like so. Now, what I want to do from here is I'm going to, so my back foot, I'm plantar flexed, okay? So I got the top of my foot into the ground. I want to drive that back foot down, squeeze the left glute, tuck the pelvis only lightly, and I'm going to shift forward. I want to shift forward as much as I possibly can. I want to access as good of a stretch as I can on that left hip flexor complex. Make sure you breathe. I'm going to now shift my hips back, okay? Dorsiflex this ankle on my right side, and now I'm going to slide the stick down, and I'm gonna get a hamstring stretch. Breathe. So I'm gonna come up, plant that foot back down, okay? I'm actually gonna wiggle my right foot forward, so now I actually get a little bit more room to work on a hamstring stretch. So drive that back foot down, squeeze the left glute, tuck the pelvis, shift forward. Make sure you're staying nice and tall. What you're gonna do from here is you can push the stick into your leg, straighten out those arms, that'll get you to a tall position. Good. Now I'm gonna shift my hips back, dorsiflex my right ankle, slide the stick down. Get a nice hamstring stretch here. Good. Come back up. Go back into that hip flexor stretch again. Drive that back foot down, squeeze the glute, tuck the pelvis. Shift forward. Push yourself up with the stick. Really sink into that hip. Good. Shift those hips back. Dorsiflex that ankle. Slide the stick down. 3, 2, 1. Come up. Now switch sides. Okay. Same thing on this left side. So start with the foot a little closer to you. And then after the first one, we'll move it forward. So drive that back foot down, squeeze the right glute, tuck the pelvis, shift forward. Really try to focus on opening up those hips. Good. Shift the hips back. Dorsiflex the ankle. Go down. Good. Going to come back up. Excellent. Wiggle your left foot forward if you can. Okay. Drive that back foot down. Squeeze the right glute. Shift your hips forward. Push yourself up with the stick to get to a tall position. Good. Shift the hips back. Dorsiflex that ankle. Keep that heel into the ground. Get that good hamstring stretch in here. Good. Shift back into the hip flexor stretch. Plant that foot down. Squeeze that back glute. Sink forward into that front leg. Good. Shift the hips back. Good. Make sure you're breathing here. Keep that ankle dorsiflex. Slide bend to that front knee. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up and out. Excellent. Now we're still staying in this position. I'm just going to move this over a bit. We're going to get into a single arm hang, but we're going to focus on getting the lateral stretch here. So the stick is going to be angled out quite a bit. Okay. Now we're going to have our right hand up. So you want to start with it up as high as you can, so you don't have to drop as deep into it. But as we progress into it, we'll start to bring the hand down so you can get a little bit deeper into that stretch here. So stretch out those lateral tissues. So the bottom of the stick is actually in line with my right hip here. Okay. You should be able to draw a straight line to it. Reach up with that right hand. What I'm going to do from this position, I'm going to drop this hip, drive it towards the bottom of the stick. So I'm going to shift and reach. You can place your left hand on the stick for added support if you need to. Probably gonna get a stretch in that hip if the hip is pretty tight. Gonna slowly come back up. Excellent. Move that right hand down a bit. This is probably where you're gonna need to make sure you start with the left hand on the stick. Now you can adjust the bottom of the stick if you need to. So right hand's a little lower, so my arm is bent. I'm gonna have my left hand on the stick. I'm gonna drop my right hip down towards the bottom of the stick. So now we get deeper into that lateral stretch. Good, come back up. Excellent, let's go one more time here. One more time, okay? Right hand on the stick. Sorry, left hand on the stick. Drop that hip down. Three, 2, 1, come up. Ease off. We're gonna switch sides. So I'm gonna move the pad over to this side. There we go. Left knee's down, right leg's forward. So same setup. Start with the hand up tall first. From here, drive that hip down towards the bottom of the stick. Good, make sure you're reaching with that left hand. Come back up. Excellent. Move that left hand down a little lower if you want to. And again, adjust the stick if you like. Okay, from here, right hand on the stick, drop that left hip down. Good, come up. Excellent, let's go one more time. Okay, last one. Right hand on the stick, drop that hip down. Three, two, one. Back up. Excellent. Stand up here. Gonna move the pad over. It's no longer needed at this point. So, now we're gonna get into a little bit of double stick ninja flow. So, if you only have one stick, you can do this with one stick, okay? So I'm gonna step back. Sorry. Move that out a little bit. I'm gonna go with the wide stance. Okay, go as wide as whatever's comfortable for you. If you got more mobility, you can go out wider. I like to have my feet slightly angled out just a little bit here. I'm gonna have both sticks on the inside of my feet, basically right by the arches of the foot. Now, my hands, both hands are gonna be at roughly about face height. Now from here, what I'm gonna do, first thing, I'm going to drive my hips back and I'm gonna reach out with the sticks, okay? So it's gonna kind of open up the T-spine and extension a little. Hands above the head. This is just to start. Kind of get a little bit of a stretch going. Good, I'm gonna come up. Awesome. Now I'm gonna start by actually lunging over or doing a Costa squat over to my right side. So what I'm gonna do here to set myself up for success, I'm gonna bring my right hand down lower to right about shoulder height here, okay? Now what I'm gonna do from this position, I'm going to hinge back, and as I lunge to my right, I'm going to bring the right stick across, get that right shoulder down towards the floor, getting rotation in the spine here. Really drive that hip back and over. Now I'm gonna come back up to that starting position, okay? We're gonna do that a couple more times. Drive the hips back, lunge over to the right, right stick comes across. Make sure you breathe here. Come back up, nice and slow. Let's go one more time. Notice that my hand's actually working down on a stick. I can actually go a little bit further here, okay? Last one, drive the hips back, lunge to the right, really reach with that right hand, reach across, left hand comes across. 3, 2, 1, come up. Perfect. Now we're gonna switch. So I'm gonna bring my right hand up, left hand comes down now, okay? So same thing. Drive those hips back, lunge to the left hand comes across. Feel that T-spine open up with some rotation. Gonna get a little bit of a stretch in the adductors. Come up. Nice and slow. Let's go into it 2 more times here. Doing good, almost done. Hinge back, left stick comes across. Good. Come back up 1 more time. Doing excellent, last one. Drive those hips back. Lunge to the left stick comes across. Doing good. Make sure you're breathing here. 3, 2, 1, back up. Awesome. 3 to 6 in, wiggle those feet in. And excellent, good. Hope everybody enjoyed today's class. Thank you for joining me. I hope everybody had a good class today. I want to do something a little different. So good to be back. Happy Saturday. Stay safe out there, folks. Catch y'all on the next one.